10:30 a.m., Abby walks into the living room, wearing a cozy robe. The sunlight fills the room as she settles onto the couch. On the center table sits her warm cup of tea beside her journal. Waiting for her, she takes a moment to enjoy. The quiet reaches for her journal and begins writing. And there's something peaceful about slowing down in the morning. A cozy robe, a warm cup of tea, and a few quiet moments to check in with yourself before the day begins. As she writes, her phone rings. She fiddles. It took her a little time to get her headphones in. She fuddles. And fiddles again. But she's successful at it. Slight difficulty hearing through these headphones, but eventually she could. Well, it so happens to be her 12:30 brunch date, and once again he cancels. He has an excuse. This time it's, "I'm sorry. I forgot I had to help a friend with something. Can we reschedule brunch?" Abby smiles, pauses. She's disappointed, especially because this is the third time he has cancelled. But instead of reacting emotionally, she calmly responds, "No worries. Take care." She hangs up and sits and began journaling because now she begins to pour it all out. She quietly too for a moment, writing in her journal. Abby thinks back. The first time she understood life happens. The second time, she gave him the benefit of the doubt. But the third time made something clear. This wasn't just a situation. It was a pattern. As she opens up and let it all out in her journal and makes a decision. She blocks and deletes his number. He seemed promising in the beginning. But Abby realizes that sometimes the person who looks like a winning card turns out to be just another joker in the card pack. She continues pondering and thinking about choosing her peace over disappointment. Sometimes walking away isn't a conversation. Sometimes it's recognizing the pattern, protecting your peace and choosing yourself. She sighs. 12 noon. Soon after a fresh shower, Abby has her hair all done. Nothing fancy, just a slick-back bun. Abby decides that instead of letting the cancelled brunch ruin her day, she is going to take herself on a solo brunch date. Abby reaches get her earrings. Yes, the simple gold ones. She puts them in, twirls, smiles while thinking, what should I wear? She didn't take long to decide on her brown and white. Polka dot dress and begins getting dressed. As she gets ready, she listens to music, allowing herself to relax and enjoy the moment. Slowly, Abby's mood begins to elevate. The disappointment she felt earlier starts to fade, replaced by confidence and a renewed appreciation for herself. Abby realizes that her time is valuable. She doesn't need to wait for someone else to show up in order to enjoy her day. She can create her own experiences and make her own memories, with her confidence restored. To complete the look, Abby reaches for a simple bandeau and places it on her head. Nothing fancy, just a small touch that adds a little elegance to her hairstyle. As feel-good music fills the room, Abby continues getting ready at her own pace. The disappointment that lingered earlier begins to melt away. She moves through the house, cleaning a little here and there, dancing without a care, smiling as she twirls to the rhythm. Every now and then, Abby pauses and gazes out the window, taking in the moment before returning to her dancing. There's no rush, no waiting on anyone, and no need for validation. Her joy is no longer tied to someone else showing up. Abby's energy has completely shifted. And what began as a cancelled brunch has become a beautiful reminder that her happiness doesn't depend on anyone else. She values her time, cherishes her own company, and chooses to make the most of her day. 12:35 p.m. Abby heads to the living room and sits down at her computer. With a smile, she makes a reservation at one of her favorite restaurants. A sense of excitement washes over her along with pride and self-love, all bundled into one beautiful moment. She realizes that she doesn't have to put her life on hold waiting for someone else to show up. She is more than capable of creating moments worth looking forward to. A reservation confirmed. Abby grabs her purse and pauses for her signature handbag check. Phone? Check. Wallet? Check. Keys? Check, one last glance around to make sure she has everything. Satisfied, Abby grabs her purse and heads for the door. She opens it, ready to leave. Then she spots her brunch date walking toward her. Holding a bouquet of flowers, she closes the door. Abby freezes, confused. Why? What? A plot twist? To be continued.